Hello, 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 welcome once more to Dungeon Crawl. It's Ahmed Rashid here with Elf-3, who has still not died. Don't know why I make such a big point of that. Thus far, actually, wrong window. Thus far, we have cleared out the Orcish Mines, check. Visited the temple, check. Descended halfway through the dungeon, check. Visited the first floor of the Elven halls, check. Cleared out the Lair, check. Cleared out the hive, check. So all that's left of what I've discovered so far to explore would be the snake pit, the slime pit, or the shoals. Snake pit I should be able to beat at this point because I have both poison resistance and a series of anti-snake cold archery weapons, as well as some higher level swords. That said, my major disable spell, Mephitic, will be entirely useless there, so I'm just a little bit concerned about my capabilities. I promised that I would reassort my items before we started up again, and I did. That's why I'm not overweight right now. If you want to take a look, this is what I have left, but I probably won't glean much from it. The bottom line is that I didn't need to take another heal, but yeah, the bottom line is I dropped all of my equipment that I wasn't actively wearing, except, of course, in the case of weapons, where I have one hot bow, one cold bow, one vorpal bow, one cold blade, one anti-undead blade. Eventually I'd like the hot blade as well. I kept pretty much all my scrolls except, amnesia and stuff I wasn't going to use, and I dropped all my extraneous jewelry, put all that together, and voila, we're on track. I'm debating whether or not the +2 wizard hat is really such a good idea, because the only reason I'm not wearing the +1 helm of intelligence is that I want to get another god gift from Okawaru, which is better. And I don't know if he'll allow that if I'm wearing the hat. +3 to int is obviously more valuable than, +1 to AC or whatever, and if anything, this is going to boost my AC even more. So that's a decent hat, but I'm debating whether or not this is a clever idea, because, quite frankly, who knows when Okuar will give me a gift, and if he does give me a gift, I can always use an enchanted buckler. That said, I already got an elven buckler of protection, so, tomato, tomato. I do not want to replace my troll leather armor with anything short of good armor, though. So, yeah, there's still that. Anyway, what I've decided I'm going to do is do the snake pits. So, at the very least, I'm going to clear out the first couple floors, make sure I have potions of healing to recover from any accidental poisoning, and in we go. And I'm definitely going to want to lean on my bow of frost here. Yeah. Now, I don't know if it's just my imagination that cold does more damage to reptiles, but I definitely remember at one point, at least one of them slowed down when I attacked it with a cold attack. Though, that may no longer in fact be the case. Depending on, which update was which. So, Snake Pit is home to a lot of snakes, including, some that are not that scary and some that are terrifying. Apart from the natural snakes, like these guys, you will also have nagas, which are half-human, half-snake monstrosities. I'm sorry, creatures. And, yeah. The nagas are generally more dangerous than the actual snakes, in my opinion, though there are exceptions to this rule. Not the least of which being that if you see a viper or an anaconda, be prepared to kill it or run the other direction, and realize that they're not slow. Nagas are very slow in general, yeah. And of course, casters are always more scary than non-casters, especially since these casters cannot be mephitic. Oh, that's the other thing that helped me drop my weight. I was carrying no food at all. I figure I will rely on a little bit more corpses and maybe not get quite so much piety out of it. Notice how much faster the snake is than the naga. So, in order to enter and fight the snake pits, immunity to poison is not just recommended, it's kind of sort of a must. Okay, wow, this is just not going well at all. I'm gonna activate Okuwaru's heroism, and hopefully that will help me with my attacks. Yep, definite help. And I gotta remember I'm no longer wearing the Amulet of the Gourmand, so that's no longer an option to make good with. Okay. Let's see now. Where else can I go? Let's go ahead and pick up the flesh. You freeze the water moccasin. Yeah. Ooh, a black mamba. Wonder if it knows how to dance. And if perchance to dance, it knows how to do the mamba. Let's try arrows of flame, see if they do any better. Mostly because my to hit is better with this bow. I actually really feel like looking this up in the wiki at some point to see what's the optimal damage versus snakes, and if they do in fact have a weakness to fire that's worth exploiting. Because I definitely am not seeing any message that implies I'm doing more damage, and it doesn't feel like I'm doing more damage. But I am definitely limiting my options. Okay, there it is, the Anaconda. He's actually set to get buffed in the next patch. I'm gonna re-quiver my high-level arrows instead of my low-level arrows, just for the sake of dealing with this guy. Because he may be harmless at range, but when he gets melee and he does fast, it's very hard to retreat from him, and it's very easy to die against him. So, you know, neither of those are fun things. Where is he? Oh, I see him. He's over there in the bottom left. Man, that is good artificial camouflage. You can barely tell he's there. Okie dokie. Let's go in after him, I guess, with re-quiver to my basic arrows now. Wield the quick blade. So I'm used to having more macros that basically do whatever my common actions are, for example, re-quivering and all. But in this case, I'm finding it fairly simple, because what I did is I remapped all of my item numbers. So if I'll actually take a moment to show you this. If I hit W, that means wield. WW means wield my standard bow. Then the letters A and Q, which are off to the left, are my different bows, and the letters E, R, and F, which are to the right, are my different swords. So WE is my standard sword, and it goes from there. And I just got a god gift of poisoned arrows. Go figure that I would get poisoned arrows in the one place in the game where they're completely useless to me. Technically speaking, this is a waste of permafood. In practice, though, I'd rather be light on my feet and not overweight. Wand of Frost I'll ignore. Or not, I guess the yeah, I guess all my chunks rotted away, so I gained a lot of extra weight room. Man, that guy did not see me coming. An unidentified potion. I wonder what it could be. At this point in the game, I've had many potions, so the ones that are left are either really good or really bad. Like mutation. I've actually already identified mutation, haven't I? Or very strong poison, maybe. Let's wield a different bow. Let's wield the bow of fire and burn the sucker. There we go. Alrighty. Floor 1 is complete, and rather than re-wielding, I'll just go upstairs and attack him here. after I go upstairs, I'm free to rewield. Focus down the Black Mamba first. He's the priority target. At this point, my armor / dodging is really effective because I only took 5 or 6 points of damage that whole time. And that was a Black Mamba, so wasn't exactly the lightest enemy in the game either. But yeah, even with such a powerful character as this one, notice how many times I've been hit by poison nearly unavoidably. That's why I say poison resistance is kind of not optional here, it's a must-have. Ice Dragon armor could be nice, but nothing here that I really absolutely need to have. I think I have this book already, this exact same book, so I'm just going to drop it here. If I ever need it, I can, fight my way back to it. Let's stab him to death. Wouldn't you know it, another gift. Ooh, a shield! And a shiny one. And Elven. Poison resistance, eh? Now, shields are considered more serious forms of armor than bucklers. To prove this, look at my skills here. The ones I'm good at, I've trained all of the associated schools, so they're going to be very high. But the ones I'm not good at are a good, fair, and very poor respectively, right? Well, if I rewear my buckler, now they go to good, very good, and great. And if I were to take off the shield entirely, same, because my shield skill is trained. If I continue training the shield skill, this will become less of a problem. But remember, I memorized Aquartation for no reason whatsoever. Blink I actually do like, and maybe it's worth training a level or two to get it higher. These are at very good, which I will consider acceptable at this point, because 1, I don't need Mephitic Cloud for a while, and 2, I have plenty of escape mechanisms. So I'm going to wear this shield because it gives me poison resistance. Having 2 levels of poison resistance doesn't make a difference. I'm getting my other set of poison resistance from this ring. Reason this is good is because now I can remove this ring and still be resistant to poison from the shield, which frees up a ring slot. So, quick check, what rings have I found that are of any use to me? This is not proving to be as quick a check as I might have liked. I know in the Lair I have a stack of rings somewhere. Ah yes, B. I can get some cold protection and life protection if I recall correctly, and maybe sustainabilities. Nothing worth going back for this instant. But useful to bear in mind that now I have 1 more finger open for rings. So, while not exactly the gift I wanted, hey, I'm not going to kick a gift horse in the teeth. Also notice my shield has gone up to 25. And we can stop focus training long blades now. It's sufficiently high that it doesn't require focus training. So turn back on all of the standard skills. That should do. Yeah, that should do. Alrighty, let's go wield a firebow. There we go. Man, these arrows mulch like crazy. Definitely a good idea to get some high-level arrows during a game. I wouldn't say go so far as to do it as early as I did this game. You should definitely hold off on doing it as long as possible, but at some point in the game, stack all of the ordinary arrows you have in the dungeon and enchant them to like level 5 or higher, the way that I showed in one of the earlier vids. Because those +5 arrows have lasted me, and I had like only 130 of them or whatever. So, yeah. And I still have over half of what I started with those. Did the door just slam shut? That's a neat trick. Ooh, yes, something mephiticable in this damn dungeon. Let's go with a Vorpal Blade of Killery, or whatever it's called. And because I'm poison immune, I can of course continue casting this at melee range. And because I have no other spells, I have no excuse not to be casting it on new targets. I'm sorry, because I have no magic skills other than that. Wow, this is what, the 5th cache that I found this game? Yeah, I had an obscene number of bumblebee caches. To the point that I don't actually have a use for them anymore. Okay, less harmless is this fellow, Nikola. He's actually considered one of the most dangerous uniques in the game, because if you don't have electric resistance, he can electrocute you like 20 times in one turn or something bizarrely powerful like that. If you do have electricity resistance, he's kind of harmless. As previously to note, I do not, in fact, have electricity resistance. I have, however, a potion of all resistance, which will in fact give me electricity resistance for like 6 turns. So when the time comes to fight Nikola, I intend to take that out and use it against him. Until then, let's kill his peons. This could be the end of my run because I'm taking Nikola a lot less seriously than I should be. I don't even know his spell list. I just know that he has some ridiculously powerful attacks. Also, I'm getting really invested into an attack here and ignoring the fact that people could come behind me. So what I'm going to do is retreat through this hallway and burn some corpses on my way out. Yeah, Nikola's already within range of me. Keep the crowd befidicked so that he can't easily just walk out. But he is basically going to get out at this point. That much is certain. So I too will get out. And when I fight him, I'll fight him when I'm good and ready. I'm gaining a lot of experience, of course, from all of the kills that are going on over there somewhere. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take this time to wiki Nikola, because there's no point going up against the inventor of the Tesla without knowing what he's capable of. Unique spellcaster found in the mid-game. Controlling electricity becomes second nature, often uses a weapon of electrocution. Has shock, chain lightning, blink, and lightning bolt. Nikola will try to get adjacent to you and cast chain lightning, causing the spell to bounce between you and him repeatedly, causing upwards of 100 damage in one turn. Yeah, that's why people say he can one-shot you. On the flip side, resist nothing, which means mephiticable, which means if I get lucky and mephitic him first, I could potentially deal 190 damage, especially seeing as how he has no armor class. The real trick is that since he has so many hit dice, he's going to be able to resist mephitic and probably only be down for a turn or two tops. So probably what we're going to do is go with the resistance to electricity and just, go from there, provided I can find him, when at a time where he's a little bit more vulnerable then, rather than a time he's not. Okay, braced for the fight. Everything's ready. The only thing is I should make sure that I turn on all of my abilities from Okuwaru before I actually do engage him. And I think I'm just going to have to accept that I'm going to have to fight him at melee range eventually. This is where the swarm of bees got out. I can't get up that staircase. I wonder if he's actually still inside. Burning the corpses. Casting a defensive mephitic cloud. It failed to cast. I can just stab this guy. Okay, this hive is just about cleared out now. So we'll just finish the job. And remember, the reason I'm being so bold is because I have like three completely effective escape mechanisms. I can fear low-level enemies all away from me, I can blink, and I can teleport. Put all that stuff together, and I'm going to be able to escape pretty much anything that comes my way. Unless, of course, it's Nikola Tesla with a one-shot blink and turning invisible. But I didn't see invisibility on his list of talents, so I'm not too worried. Now more than ever, I'm glad that I'm sticking with eating permafood and sacrificing corpses. Oh, Christ. There he is, and I'm not ready for him. I'm gonna Mephitic the area and then run for it. Oh, he blasted me, and it hit the Black Mamba. In fact, if you look at this, hits the Black Mamba, hits Nikola, hits the Black Mamba dies. Hits Nikola, is unharmed. Hits you, hits Nikola. In other words, his single lightning attack hits 7 times. But, so if it hadn't been for that Black Mamba in the way, that could have been 7 hits versus me. He has resistance to elect, which is why he's taking no damage. And now, I have resistance to electricity. So I too will take no damage. Further, I now will have finesse. And I now have heroism. And the son of a bitch blinks. What's my most dangerous attack? I'm just gonna charge him down. I don't know how long my, oh god. Never rains but it pours. Look how many creatures have come. I need to finish him now before I run out of resistance, but by the looks of it, he's killed all of the other targets. That's the good news. The bad news is I'm the only one that's left. I'm gonna quaff wounds real quick. No point fighting him at less than my best. And he's attacking with a saber, so it's dealing direct damage as well. Yeah, I'm not getting through him. I'm gonna use a longsword of Holy Wrath. Not for the Holy Wrath, but for the bonus to hit. He's not dying. Other wounds potion, confuse, and wield my... I already used the Vorpal Blade. I'm gonna try one last time with the bow this time, and quivering my best arrows, so +5. And if this fails, I'm just gonna get the hell out of here because I don't know how long my thing will last. But yes, it looks like that hit and that critted. He's taking more damage now, but I don't know how much longer I can hold up on this. Force him away from me so that he's not able to deal melee damage. He's almost dead and he blinks. He's dead! Ding dong, the witch is dead. Okay, that was scary. I guess I don't know how long a potion of resistance lasts, and the concept of him suddenly me not having resistance to electricity while he's beating me up kind of terrifies me. By the looks of it, I'm currently invisible or something. No, insulated. That's what INS stands for. So, okay. Hurrah, hurrah. Let's quickly switch back to my quick blade and start in on these corpses. Yeah, I just took down Nikola. I'm very happy with that. And I'm going to pick up his gauntlets. I don't know anything else of his is any good or not, but there's a chance that there's some nice... ooh, a new ring. A ring of sustenance, which makes me less hungry. I could work with that. Not that it'll really matter. Look at the amount of food there is here. It's ridiculous is what it is. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, that's the kind of fight that scares me. When you're up against an enemy who's really, really powerful, and you have a limited amount of time where you can deal with him. If that potion of resistance had run out, remember, it was the first one I identified this whole game, I may or may not have been able to come back and defeat him. I might have just had to forego working on the the slime pits indefinitely. Or, you know, just skip the floor and then made sure never to let a fight lead me back here. Let's go with the freezing sword here, because if we're fighting at melee range, I should use a melee weapon. Probably do more damage that way. Yeah, right now I have just so much defense that I'm not even concerned. Anything short of spell work, which, you know, I don't have that much magic resist to, is great. Okay, my current boots give me 2 levels of fire resistance and magic resistance. It's going to be hard to top that just by being elven and not glowing, so I'm not even going to put these on, because they may be cursed. Same with the gauntlets. I doubt they're cursed, but, you know, what are they going to do that's better than my enchantments? I already have an alternate pair. This is part of the reason why I went to the Elvish halls first, on the off chance that there was going to be some good elven brand equipment on the first floor. You know, nothing godly, but something to help me out before I go in any deeper. Oh, that's a good point. How many of my heal wounds potions did I use up? I only have 1 left with me. I might want to make a surface run really quickly to replenish my heal wounds. Let's go ahead and ignore all of these. There we go. I'm not going to carry that much food with me, that would just be stupid. Now, I have 2 potions of Cure Mutation, so I could safely drink that and be able to undo it. Problem is, right now I have 3 really nice mutations. Strength +1 is the only reason I'm able to carry as much as I am as it is, and Int +1 is, you know, it's a nice padding. Fire breathing is nice as well. No need to get rid of all of that for a crapshoot at what I get for my next mutation. If you guys have never met an Oclob plant, consider yourselves lucky. They throw ridiculous amounts of acid and slime damage, and that's why it's automatically marked as the range that they can move to. The solution to Oclob plants 9 out of 10 times is, don't fight them, just leave them be. They're not coming for you, so don't go for them. 1 out of 10 times, and actually it's really more like 1 out of 100 times or less, the Oclob plant is sitting blocking the door to somewhere that you really need to go. When that happens, figure out a good way to fight it from range if you can. I recommend Orbs of Destruction as casters, because there's no risk that it'll miss. Thing's not going anywhere after all. Anyway, let's see where the stairs are. Oh, you have got to be kidding me! It seems like the stairs are past the Oclob plant. Do I have mapping? I do not have mapping. In order to figure out exactly what the fastest, safest way is down, I don't want to use these stairs because they'll disappear behind me. So what I'm going to do is go back to the stash at Lair 2 and figure out a plan for getting past the Oclob plant. I don't know how many hits with my arrows it will take, but mentally I have to resign myself that every arrow I use I might lose. Also, there's the fact that Oclob plants often grow in sets of 2 or 3, so it may not just be 1 plant I'm dealing with here. And remember that if you get acid on your items, it can reduce the +1, +2, +3 values all the way down to negatives. So, not something I want to do. Alright, I did say that I was going to try and pick up another potion of heal wounds, so I'll do that now. Let's drop the Wand of Frost, because I have no excuse or reason to use it. Let's test what this wand is. Testing it on myself because it made no difference on those things. Nothing appears to happen. Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know what this could be. Maybe I will identify it. Polymorph other. Oh god, I might have just mutated myself. Thank god it failed. Alright, let's go ahead and eat a pear, I guess, and then dump the rest of this food on the food stack, because Lord knows I have enough food as it is all over the place. Do I still have an open ring finger? Life protection, protection from cold, sustain abilities, gourmand, wizardry. I can go with wizardry to increase my casting rate, possibly. But we'll see. For now, let's dump the poison ring, because I definitely won't need that. And let's dump the buckler of protection, because I already am wearing a new shield, which is awesome. And I think, yeah, pretty much all my equipment is god gifts at this point. It's the beauty of worshipping Okuwara. Okay, so I need to think about how to beat Oclob plants and look them up in the wiki because I don't really know. But before I do actually head out, I'm going to do one thing, and that's I'm going to actually identify the lay of the land. I'm going to take a scroll of magic mapping with me, as well as a dig wand, on the off chance that maybe it's possible to go around it without having to fight it. The reason I'm being so anal about this is because I have only like 2 or 3 times actually fought Oclob plants, and every time I've done it, it's ruined some of my best equipment and I've regretted it. Not saying I'm not going to get past. I mean, obviously I want to finish the snake pit more than I want to save my precious equipment, but maybe not, you know, maybe I don't want to rush into this. Alright, magic mapping reveals that there are 3 exits. They are all within range of the Oclob plant. They are all behind the Oclob plant. What I can do is dig my way to here, step here, walk in without killing the Oclob plant at all, and take one shot from it and hope it misses. That's one option. Depending how many Oclob plants there are, that may be the best option. So we're going to begin by doing that. At the very least, digging a pathway to getting behind it seems like a good idea to me. Gotta be careful when digging, don't want to dig too much of a path so that it can shoot, you know, past its usual range to me. There we go. I have a peephole in. There is one Oclob plant that I can see, and I can't see all the way in. Let's bring these suckers out. See, I'm really glad I didn't rush in there straight through the door and fight 4 Nagas while trying to execute plan kill Oclobs. Mwahaha. Let's go Scimitar Freezing. And you know what? Let's just use Aquara's heroism to speed the fight up a little bit. Use a little bit less food and, more importantly, a little bit less risk of personal injury. Alright, there we go. It got a shot off, I blocked it, I'm backing up. My shield is still +1, thank God. Okay, the fact that I stepped in there gave me a view of all this stuff. There are no other Oclob plants waiting, just that one. I am going to stop the video here because my time is up. Notice that I was wrong, there is in fact a second Oclob plant here, so even if I kill this one, I may still be in range of this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So, you know, gotta figure out what I'm gonna do here. Not sure, and in either case I'm out of time. So, thanks very much for watching. We'll continue through the snake pits next time I meet, or perhaps take a U-turn depending how bad Oclobs are. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.